Hi, my name is Colbier and let's start with Dark Envoy. This is a non-linear RPG with free world exploration and emphasis on tactical combat layered on lore and strategy. Here you will explore the world using Skyship, your base of operations, and watch how the world changes based on your decisions and actions. In Dark Envoy's world, locations will randomly respawn, becoming progressively more challenging to travel for you and your party, so you have to think hard before you choose your traveling direction. I know it can hurt a bit, because thinking is not what you practice on daily basis, but don't be scared, once you try it you can't stop anymore. The game really shines in field of visuals. It looks beautiful, and that is because developers try to do their best. 4K graphics and zillions of special effects awaits you here. If this game was a movie, it would be filmed entirely on green screen. George Lucas would be proud. Lords of Ravage. Graphics-wise, it's not something that could ever grab my attention, and I know that because developers have written me an email a few months ago, and after a short glimpse at the first screenshot, I just ignored it. You know, it depends on the day, but I get from 2 to 15 emails advertising various games every day, so I'm not studying them very carefully. But now when I was creating this list, one feature of Lords of Ravage grabbed my attention. In this game, you are not some puny level 1 peasant vying for greatness by destroying tons of demons. No, here you are the final boss. Yeah, those demon-slaying peasants are here for you and for your head. But, you know, they suck and you don't. Lords of Ravage looks like a nice game with potential. You can also try the game and play Chapter 1 on Steam for free. End State. Game was recently released in early access, but don't you dare to buy it now. Wait for the full release, it's not ready to be played. Here you will manage an international mercenary company hired to track down a network of terrorists in a country where warring rebel groups, criminal organizations and private security forces fight for power. The game is set up as an open-world experience that gives you freedom to choose what missions to take, what to hire and how to progress towards your targets. So basically this is a traditional turn-based strategy RPG. Probably a treat for Gears Tactics and XCOM 2 fans. Environments are destructible and every bullet has its own camera, or more, so you will be able to enjoy exploding heads from various angles and have a lot of fun this way, someday in a far future. Night is Coming. This is a survival, building and development strategy RPG game with a grid-based combat set in a fantasy world. It is inspired by a Slavic mythology and the mystique of the Carpathian region. Here you will build your settlement, nurture and protect your people, and protect for impending darkness. Gradually decreasing temperature, snowstorms, blizzards and long nights will be your opponents in your struggle to survive. And they will not come alone. Every winter the waves of monsters will be stronger and the darkness thicker. Swarm banshees, lechies, penis wizards, werewolves, night nurses and many other monsters will come at night to destroy the settlement. Well, maybe not all of those. Anyway, this is a nice company of evil, so be prepared to fight. Jagged Alliance 3. In this sequel of legendary tactical strategy turn-based franchise, you will select from a huge cast of mercenaries with their own unique personalities, quirks and backstories. Then go out and explore the land as you meet new people, earn money, grow your team and ultimately make your own decisions that will decide the country's fate. Here you will also find a campaign that you can play alone or with friends in online co-op mode. Control territory, train the locals, command multiple parties and defend against enemy forces in an alive, active world. You can customize your weaponry and even decide on the fate on the country in an open RPG structure. So let's hope that your mercenaries will be really important figures, not like in other games where they die permanently on missions and you just replace them with another soldier. That kinda takes the RPG layer away and leaves only strategy. Railroads and Catacombs. The game is obviously inspired by such titles like Darkest Dungeon and looks pretty decent. This is a roguelike turn-based tactical RPG game where you create your cards from scratch, adding different upgrades and making them more and more powerful. They are your tools of mass destruction. Cool thing is that your main base will be based on a train. The only way to survive here is aboard this steel beast on rails. You will expand it and build different wagons, each one will provide a unique advantage. Railroads and Catacombs looks like a simple game, but I can see the insane amount of work hours injected into it during the creation process, so this may be a really cool, simple game to try. Baldur's Gate 3. I won't be lying when I say that Baldur's Gate 3 was one of the best games I have ever played. Of course, I played the early access version, but the sheer amount of possibilities, different outcomes and freedom kinda put a spell on me. I honestly say that I wait for the full version of Baldur's Gate 3 way more than I wait for Starfield or Hogwarts Legacy, for example. By the way, Baldur's Gate 3 is an open world game where you can go wherever you want, in any direction. Well, any direction not blocked by the mountains. And while you wander around, you can stumble on amazing or creepy things, like the very moment of gnoll creation. It's not a pleasant sight, I can assure you. Also, you can speak with dogs, wolves, bears and cats if you have a skill. I think it's a must-have. If there is a way in life to get a real insult from a cat, it's worth it. Broken Roads. This is a narrative-driven RPG that brings exploration, strategic turn-based combat and meaningful philosophical choices. This time it's a post-apocalyptic Australia with authentic Australian locations and environments. I know that many of you don't even believe that Australia actually exists, so it will be like a fantasy game for you anyway. Broken Roads looks like a successor of classic Fallout games, and I think it's a rare example of the genre these days. So here you can control up to 6 party members and enjoy hand-drawn artwork, though to me it looks a bit too cartoonish. I like more realistic, dark environments, but hey, it's just me. Despite that, the game looks nice and it uses a unique morality system, which is based on 4 areas of moral philosophy. This reminds me of Disco Elysium a bit, but hey, don't get your hopes that high up. Crown Wars: The Black Prince. Here you are the head of a noble family seeking glory in this tactical turn-based RPG strategy game. You will fight enemy factions and battle an evil force that has corrupted the highest tiers of power. It is exploiting the conflict for its own gain through a violent and mysterious cult, which is probably forcing people to put pineapples into potato salad. So from your castle, your seat of operations, you will recruit, equip and train your soldiers, fight your puny pathetic enemies and protect your own. You will also be able to upgrade your castle, forge ties with other families and manage your resources wisely. Looks like a really interesting title. Miasma Chronicles. This may be a real treat for all of us because it's a new project of the creators of the famous Mutant Year Zero. It is a tactical RPG strategy adventure where you will embark on a quest across a post-apocalyptic wasteland torn apart by a savage force known only as the Miasma. You will explore things in real time, but the combat here is very strategic, turn-based and with many elements of RPG. You will also be able to upgrade your weapons and abilities, so the feeling of progression will never leave you here. It looks very good. I will definitely talk more about this game in the future. You know, any game which starts with my as in its name is worthy of my attention. Capes. It's a decent-looking game about superheroes, and as it seems, it's not based on any known franchise. Well, at least that I know about. There is always a chance that some angry dude in the comments will be saying something like,
Yeah, it's the most famous Albanian superhero franchise. It is based on the underground radio show very popular among the teenagers of Fusha Kruja. How dare you not know this?
I am sorry in advance. Anyway, the story here revolves about the thing that 20 years ago the supervillains have won. Since then, they created a dystopian city where developing superpowers is a crime. Nobody has managed to slow them down. Until now. Well, sounds like a plot from Star Wars where everyone using Force either became a Sith servant or faced elimination. Or, you know, the plot of The Boys Season 6 or something. So Capes is a turn-based superhero strategy RPG where you build a team of heroes and fight to take back the city. Looks like a decent game, but we will see what the future really holds for it. In the future. Spellforce: Conquest of Eo. This is a spin-off from the famous RTS RPG Spellforce games. This time it's turn-based strategy RPG. You'll command mighty heroes and will send armies on countless quests. Fill your books with spells to grow your power and raise your wizard's tower to become the greatest mage of all time. From the humble beginnings of your small wizard's tower, you will send your minions and heroes to explore the realms of Eo and show everyone who is the best Gandalf of these lands. Game features unique heroes, rune and artifact crafting, and procedurally generated campaign. Sounds cool. I will definitely try the game when it's released. Zoria: Age of Shattering. Few years ago I played the demo version, and now Zoria is one of the few things I still think about. Well, aside from potato salad, boobs and marinated herring of course. To be exact, I'm waiting for a full release because I will definitely play it again. I had a lot of fun and I think that Zoria is a hidden gem. It's far from AAA quality, but it's really enjoyable, and if you don't believe me, you can try the prologue or demo yourself. It's free on Steam. Game feels like a mix of Warcraft 3 graphics and Dungeons and Dragons playstyle. If they manage to make the whole game with the quality as they made the demo version, this will be a hit, no doubt. Stargate Timekeepers. It is a real-time tactical RPG game in which you lead a team of specialists through a story-driven campaign featuring an original narrative set in a Stargate SG-1 universe. The scenario departs from the end of Season 7 of the Stargate's main plot to create an original story unfolding over 14 narrative-rich missions. So it seems that if you're not a fan of Stargate and never saw the show, it may be a hard thing to understand everything and take it seriously. On the other hand, it may inspire you to watch the series. I like Atlantis way more than SG-1, so my advice would be to watch Atlantis if you never saw anything Stargate related. If I had to describe it, I would say that Stargate Atlantis is Star Trek mixed with a hint of Firefly. That is never a bad thing. Anyway, the game looks good, so let's wait and find out if it plays good as well. Cyber Knights Flashpoint. Here you'll explore the dystopian cyberpunk future of 2231 as you command a company of shadow mercenaries working for the highest bidder. You will find a world full of story choices and significant character development around a rich core of classic and new mechanics. The game combines tactical elements like stealth, hacking and tense combat with strategic features like base building, contact management and in-depth squad customization. Although I'm not sure that I am pleased with the visuals, everything looks very static. Except from a few copy-paste fans and smoke effects, it feels like a tabletop game. No robots, no conveyor belts, no rogue animals living in the district, everything feels sterile and clean. That will hurt the sales. Urban Strife. This is an old-school looking turn-based post-apocalyptic strategy RPG game. Here you will recruit deranged locals in your militia, befriend local factions and fight those who you hate. With all the benefits of the Unreal Engine, real bullet ballistics, day-night cycle, fire with dynamic material consumption and spread, advanced sound propagation mechanics, AI NPCs with independent lives and faction-based morals. Also hunger, thirst, wounds and sickness, advanced modding support and hordes of zombies. Not gonna lie, all that looks and sounds impressive. Let's hope that they will live up to their words as well. And if you like this list, check out one of the following videos: Best Upcoming RPGs or Best Upcoming Strategy Games, or both. You'll find many new amazing titles and will get your hopes up. I promise, those games are really worthy of your attention. Thank you for watching, have a nice day and I'll see you next time.
Bye!